Wow. First trade of the offseason, and it is some fire. We got a big one involving the New York Yankees and the Seattle Mariners. Now, I think everybody knows my stance with the New York Yankees. I hate them. I don't want to see them succeed. But this trade, what a trade by the New York Yankees. And honestly, you would think by me saying that they absolutely rinsed the Seattle Mariners. But no, the Mariners got a great trade out of this themselves. Now, before I do get going into breaking down the details of this trade, remember to leave a like on this video if you do enjoy and you want to see more. First one in the offseason. We're getting started right. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy the content. We're putting out that fire content, getting it ready for you with the offseason. It's starting to heat up the hot stove. And let me know in the comment section below what you think about this trade. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. So, the details of the trade. The Yankees are getting James Paxton from the Seattle Mariners in exchange for 3 prospects. Those 3 prospects are the Yankees' #1 left-handed pitcher, Justice Sheffield. The Mariners are also getting the number 22 prospect, Eric Swanson, right-handed pitcher. And they're also getting a former Gamecock, Dom Thompson-Williams, who's not listed in the top 30 for the Yankees, but nice little player. He's just a little older in age. So let's start off by talking about what the Yankees got in James Paxton, which, I mean, this is what they need. The Yankees pitching has always been the biggest concern with their team. One of the reasons why, I mean, they still had a great season. They won 100 games, so I wouldn't say that they struggled necessarily this year. But they got knocked down in the ALDS. They didn't make it to the World Series. They didn't win the World Series. The season was not a success. Successful in the fact that they won a lot of games, but the end goal is to win it all. Yankees didn't do that. James Paxton is going to help that team get there. James Paxton is a legitimate starting pitcher. The last 2 seasons of James Paxton's career is really the ones that you want to look at. Those are the years that he's actually started to pitch well. The knock on Paxton, of course, is one, his health. In 2017, his best year, he only pitched 24 games, and then last year in 2018, he only made 28 starts. So health is always an issue for James Paxton. Another issue is that he's 30 years old, so he's not necessarily, this young buck that they're trading for, but he technically is contractually like a young player. So yes, he's 30 years old, but he's not a free agent until the 2021 offseason. So the Yankees have 2 years of control over him. I think that's how it works, right? 2019, 2020, 21. Yeah, there we go. That works. Math. And like I said, James Paxton isn't your typical 30-year-old pitcher. He only has about 600 innings in the major leagues that has been totaled on his arm. So it's not like he's this guy who's been going out there, for 5 or 6 years, throwing 200-plus innings a year. He's got a fairly young arm when it comes to being a professional baseball player. James Paxton's also a lefty. We know the old saying, lefties can pitch until they're 45. I mean, CC Sabathia is going to be on that roster. And how old is he now? I mean, he's just keeps on going and going. But this is a huge trade for the Yankees. James Paxton was arguably the ace for the Seattle Mariners the last couple years. Felix Hernandez out. James Paxton was on his way up. He strikes out a ton of batters. His K rates the last couple years have been great. His strikeouts per 9 in 2017 were 10.3, and last year it was 11.7, which is extremely high for a starting pitcher. Those are reliever type numbers. He also doesn't walk a lot of guys, only 2.4 walks per 9. Doesn't give up a ton of home runs, right around the league average. Same thing with giving up hits. But James Paxton is a good pitcher. There is no doubt in that. When the dude is on the mound, he is a very solid pitcher. You add him into that Yankees rotation, he makes it pretty strong. But here is the big thing. Here's the big thing with this trade for the Yankees. James Paxton's contract is very good, very friendly to them, and it's not going to cost them a lot. He's arbitration eligible now. But the dude's not making a whole lot of money. He's not going to be making 20+ million like you would if you signed someone on the free agent market. And I know that John Morosi just tweeted out about how the Yankees still want to go get a starting pitcher like Corbin, Happ, Keuchel on the market, and that they're really not focused on getting Machado or Harper. But I think that this move almost sends a message to Yankee fans that we thought about it. We're going to give up the prospects in Justice Sheffield, Eric Swanson, Dom Thompson-Williams. We're going to give those guys up so that we can get a starting pitcher and still possibly have that room to go get a big guy like Machado or Harper. Now, listen, I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I mean, I did my free agent prediction video. If you want to see it, card in the top right-hand corner of the screen. I don't think that they're still going to be going there, but this makes it very interesting because they are not going to be spending a lot of money on James Paxton. And in theory, they could still go get a Corbin. They could still go get a Keuchel. And they really didn't go that much higher in the whole payroll scenario. Because like I said, James Paxton's contract is so friendly. I also have the saying, you always trade prospects for really good, solid players. I typically say stars, but James Paxton's not a star, but he pitches at a very high level. Justice Sheffield looks like he's going to be great, but he hasn't really done much in the majors yet. I mean, he's still a prospect. For the Yankees, they don't really need to wait for him. They can go get guys right now that are going to help them win in this upcoming season, and James Paxton is that guy. So from the Yankees perspective, you've got to be pumped if you're a Yankees fan. I think this is a great trade for them, and you know how tough that is for me to say as a Met fan, but I like to keep it neutral here when it comes to actually analyzing what's going on. I hope the Yankees suck next year. I hope they lose all their games. I hope James Paxton goes 0-25, but that's not going to happen because he's a good pitcher. The Yankees are a good team, and they're going to win plenty of games. This makes their team just that much stronger. From the Seattle Mariners perspective, you've got to be pumped too. Now, listen, maybe you're not excited because this really signals that you're going to be in the rebuilding stage. You are not going to try to win it over these next couple seasons. But you got the Yankees' #1 prospect in Justice Sheffield. In fact, where does he rank overall in Major League Baseball? It's got to be pretty high. He's the number 31 overall prospect in baseball, so it's not like you're getting any slouch. You also got Eric Swanson, who's one of their top 30 prospects. Dom Thompson-Williams, who is probably never going to be an all-star for you, but will be a nice little role player on the bench at some point in his career. He's a nice player. Gamecock, got to support him. You never know. You never know. And I think you got probably the most value you're going to get out of James Paxton from any team. I don't see many other teams giving you their #1 prospect for James Paxton right now. Not to mention a left-handed pitching prospect in Justice Sheffield, who, if you're from the New York, New Jersey area or you follow New York baseball, all you've been hearing about the last couple of years is how great Justice Sheffield's going to be. So Seattle Mariners fans, if the hype is true, you're going to be getting a very good pitcher who you're going to have control over for quite some time, younger than James Paxton, and when you're actually there to be competitive, he's going to be right there in the forefront helping out that rotation. Because the Mariners got a lot of guys they need to get rid of. Felix Hernandez, get rid of him. Get some value while you can. I mean, I don't think they're going to, but you should try to get something out of him. Edwin Diaz, sell now. Closer is not important to this Mariners team. Get rid of him while you can. Get rid of him while his value's at the highest. You guys are rebuilding. You don't need a closer when you're rebuilding. You can get a lot for him right now. Kyle Seager, he's the next one to go as well. Time to get rid of him. Mariners definitely in a rebuilding phase. I know that's probably not exciting as a Mariners fan. I know as a Met fan, I don't want to see my team rebuild. I'm trying to stay as far away as possible, but let's be honest, Seattle. You guys are not competing in the American League when you got the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Astros, those teams to go ahead of. And they're not going anywhere. So it makes sense to rebuild here. I think you guys got a good trade for James Paxton. Again, I would love to know what you guys think about this trade in the comments section down below. Do you like the trade for the Yankees? Do you think the Mariners won? Let me know what you think. Don't forget to leave a like on this video as well if you did enjoy it and you want to see more of this kind of stuff. And, you know, if you do want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Same color as my shirt, that means you ain't sub. So click it, subscribe, join the channel. And overall, I think it's a great trade for both teams. I don't think you can be mad either way. The Yankees got what they needed. Justice Sheffield doesn't really give them any value right now besides helping to get someone that makes their team better at this moment. And for the Mariners, you got a #1 prospect that's going to help you rebuild for the future, and he looks like he's going to be pretty good. And that's going to be it for this video. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here. This is my most recent upload. I highly suggest watching it. It's a good one. I put a lot of time into it. And that's going to take us to the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. The hot stove has finally started. I'm super excited to get it going. And yeah, back in New Jersey background for a little bit this week because Thanksgiving, so get used to it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.